Apparently, for every 5 veterans retiring from the Canadian Armed Forces, only 4 new recruits are being brought in. You can't sustain a military like that for very long. Now, the excuse of the Liberal government and the officials in the Department of National Defense is that, well, our recruitment hasn't been diverse enough. It's not inclusive enough. There's not enough equity involved. But that's not why people join the armed forces, no matter who they are, whether they're new Canadians or native-born Canadians. They joined the armed forces to serve. And for one thing, there just aren't that many good missions anymore for our armed forces to serve in. The Liberal government doesn't like to send the armed forces either into emergency areas like the Syrian earthquake a little more than a year ago, or into peacekeeping missions. We've only been on one since the Liberals took over in 2015. And they certainly don't like to send our armed forces into hot wars. So there isn't much for them to do, and they don't have much equipment to do it with. They have aging sidearms. They have aging aircraft. They have aging rifles. We spend less per capita on our military than any other country in NATO. It's an embarrassment. But it goes way beyond that. We sent a unit to Poland last year, but didn't send any cooks. Told all of the soldiers, we'll buy your meals locally at restaurants and we'll reimburse you. But it took months for the reimbursement checks to come, so long that a lot of the people on deployment in Poland relied on people back home, family, friends, relatives, to pay off their credit card bills. We sent a group to Latvia without helmets. They had to buy their own helmets. This is what happens when you have a government that has no respect for the military. But it gets worse. This past summer, there was the official magazine of the Canadian Armed Forces. It had 13 articles in it. And each and every one of them said that the problem with the armed forces is that it's systemically racist, it's full of white nationalists, sexists, homophobes. Everyone in the forces is a bad person. That, I think, is actually the view of the Liberal government. I think one of the reasons they don't use our military is that they don't think that the people in the military are very good people. I can tell you from personal experience that they are as well trained as any military in the world. They are decent, respectful. They know down to the lowest ranks all the missions and what's required. They know how to behave themselves properly. They are respectful of other cultures. It has nothing to do with the woke values of the Trudeau government. But because wokeism is being imposed on our military from above, there aren't as many people coming up and joining the ranks. That's the problem. It's the wokeism of the Trudeau Liberals that's killing the Canadian military. For Post Media,